In a time of pharaohs and empires, a man rose to challenge a king and free an entire nation. This is the story of Moses, the prince who became a prophet. Egypt was a mighty empire, but not everyone was free. Thousands of Hebrews were forced into slavery, working day and night to build cities, monuments, and palaces for the pharaoh and his people. In the royal palace, two young boys grew up together, the pharaoh's son, Ramses, and a Hebrew slave, Moses. They fought, trained, and grew up together like brothers. But Moses didn't know the truth. He was not Egyptian by blood. He was Hebrew, one of the people being oppressed by the empire he served. When Pharaoh discovered the truth about Moses' heritage, he banished him from Egypt. Moses wandered the desert, lost and broken, without a purpose or a direction. But God had a plan for him. One day, while Moses was fleeing in the desert, he saw a miracle. A bush was burning, but it wasn't being consumed by the flames. There, Moses heard the voice of God. He called Moses by name and told him to return to Egypt and set his people free from slavery. Overwhelmed and afraid, Moses asked God for a sign or a miracle that would prove he was chosen. God told him to take off his staff and throw it to the ground. It transformed into a serpent. Then God gave him another sign. His hand was transformed into the hand of Pharaoh. With these signs and powers, Moses returned to confront Ramses. At first, Ramses didn't believe Moses was a prophet of God. He thought it was all just a trick, but Moses showed him the staff, now a serpent, and Pharaoh's own hand. Now believing he had no choice, Ramses allowed Moses to lead the Hebrews out of Egypt. But after they left, Ramses changed his mind. He grabbed his chariot and raced after them, determined to bring the slaves back. But when he got to the shore, he found the sea had become an insurmountable wall between him and the escaping people. As Moses held out his staff, the waters split and the people crossed safely. But before Ramses could follow, the waters crashed down, turning the pursuing army into a watery grave. After the miraculous escape, Moses led his people into the wilderness. They wandered for 40 days until they reached the mountain of God. There, God gave them the 10 Commandments and the laws to establish a covenant between God and his people. Through faith and miracles, Moses led the Hebrews out of slavery, across the Red Sea, and into the wilderness to a new land and a new future. His courage in the face of an empire, his faith in the voice of God, and his determination to secure freedom for his people made him a legend. This is the story of Moses, the Hebrew slave who became a prophet. His journey reminds us that even in the darkest times, hope can shine through, and with faith we can overcome any obstacle. If you enjoyed this retelling of the classic biblical story, be sure to check out more videos. Thanks for watching.